What is going on, Shedheads, and happy Friday to all of you guys out there. Welcome back to the Green Room. Of course, I'm back with the boys, Uncle Chris, and of course, Sean Typhon himself, hanging out on this Friday as we do. And tonight's just going to be a chill, chat, relax episode. You know what I mean? Don't really have anything planned. We had the crazy game night that happened last week. Maybe we could talk about that a little bit and maybe some possibilities for future ones, because that would be cool. If anybody would like to participate, like Anthony said, if you want to get a little crew together. Anyways, we'll get into that a little bit more here after we do the normal thing that we do at the beginning of the show, kind of, start things off with maybe what we got in front of us on the table as far as, maybe a vape, a beverage, whatever you may be indulging in. And let's start up with Sean. What do you got tonight, man?
Well, shit. For me, I'm keeping it kind of simple tonight. I cracked into a bottle of something I love, and it just ended up being a one vape kind of a thing lately. So we're rocking the Saint. We got the RDA2 up there, looking mighty fine with that ring that I happen to take the Toonie method and heat treat, just so it would look good on this brass, and it does look so good on this brass. And of course, we got that Tombstone chop top from DHD up there. But I cracked into some Bolu, and it's been a long time since I've been able to vape this liquid. So having an opportunity to vape it right now, it's just been like pure heaven in my face hole.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Other than that, man, I got my trusty little sparkling apple cider that I've been enjoying lately. These are mighty tasty. If you guys listen to the podcast, you've heard me talk about these. You already know what it is.
Maybe a little shed time involved,
it gets the job.
It's a thing.
Gets the job done. It's better than a beer sometimes.
Yeah, it's a thing.
But that's it for me. So it's off to you, Uncle Chris.
Okay. Well, I just set up this setup. I too, like Sean, I'm rocking the RD for vaping 2. And I'm rocking on top of my ultralight Monarch.
Nice. Dude,
Nice.
look at that match, bro. Oh,
So,
nice.
my God, dude.
The only thing I wish is
you need another
button.
dude. I wish I could send you the button I got with my white one, because it would look sick on there.
Yeah, like honestly, you know what's so funny? Like when it comes down to these, I wish that I could have just got a purple one. I wish I could have just got the same color as this. Like I didn't want a resin one, because like there was always like a limited run of resins. Like you'd have to pick from one of the specific ones. Like this is the only one that I could get that had like any fucking purple in it. And like it's more like it's barely got
more
any
red
purple.
than anything.
It's more red than anything. Yeah. But I guess it is what it is. I just won't show the button. I'll show it from like this angle or like this angle, and you're like, yo, that looks fucking tight. And then I got Blizzard chopped up on top. I have some Twisted 4200 coils in here. And then actually, I'm pretty sure that I made this public, but I'm not sure. It's a raspberry white chocolate cheesecake in here. And honestly, I've been vaping this for like 3 days, and I just set up this RDA, and it definitely tastes the best in here. Like it definitely does. I was rocking it in 2 separate single coil. Actually, no, that's not true. I was rocking it in 2 different RTAs. And it definitely tastes the best in this. It tastes literally the best right now in this. And dude, I'm kind of sad that I vaped through that much of the bottle.
I wish I could send you this button for that, Chris. It's like a sparkly white. feel like that would look so much better on that with that.
It would look better than the one that I have for sure. I could probably even like make a button, no? Like all
I
I
don't
need to
see
do is
why
place
not.
a magnet on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, like knock on wood, I've never dropped mine. I've never had that problem. Like I know a lot of other people like they can't use theirs anymore or whatever, like the rails broke. And like mine still works mint. The only problem was is I didn't use it for like 2 months and I had to like really fucking clean the button. Like I had to really clean it because like anytime I'd press it, I'd just barely press it and it would stick. And then I'd be like fucking doing like one of those, like the quick
Yeah.
to make it like pop back out. And I was like, I can't do this. So I ended up like taking it all apart, cleaning the hell out of it. Now it works fucking mint. Like this mod actually is so dope. Like I really am sad that people can't buy them anymore. But like, dude, it's so small. You know what I mean? Like it's small ass little mod. It fucking rips. And it's clean and it's purple. And I like purple. But yeah, that's basically everything that I'm gonna be vaping. So James, whenever you're done, you just hit us with what you got going on.
Absolutely. I want to take a quick second, shout out Kentucky Shine real quick because he's just popping in. You just want to say, hey, good to see y'all. Can't stay, but wanted to show some love. Hoping the schedule changes soon so I can hang out like I used to. Cheers, y'all. Enjoy. Cheers to you, my friend. Have a good night.
Yeah, Kentucky, bro. Missed you. Missed seeing you around. That's
Absolutely,
for sure.
man. Hopefully you're doing well, my dude, and enjoying a delicious beverage at some point tonight, whenever you can. You know what I mean? But with that, I guess I should talk about what I have in front of me tonight. I got a couple things. Of course, if you watch a cloud check, Clutch, RDA2, Pine Chop Top, Breeze Tones 26s, Homeboy Mango. Bada bing, bada boom. It's vaping and it's great. Oh, so good. And then I've also got a couple like pod sort of device situations going on that I got sent in for review. One is the Freemax. What is this? What is this called? Where'd the box go? Oh, wait, it says it on the side. The Galax
So
Pro. It's a 25 watt little pod mod that you can actually like adjust wattage on with little 1, 2, 3. And it starts blinking, and then each click goes up 1 watt all the way up to 25, and then it rounds robin all the way back down. And get to your specific wattage, let it chill for like a second. It'll stop blinking. Bada bing, bada boom. Inhale activated and button activated. Not too shabby. Inside of this, I've got I think this is the 0.8 ohm coil, and I filled it up with some delicious 12 milligram Dragon Shake from the Deep Cuts, because it's 12 milligram Dragon Shake in a pod is just delicious. And then I have this guy right here from Smoant. This is the Pasito Mini, I believe. Pasito Mini. I don't know if you guys remember back when like the original Orion and a lot of these kind of type devices were coming out. They had like a larger Pasito. Well, this is like their smaller version. It's got a fill port on one side, a little adjustable airflow switch here on this side. It's got 3 different levels. By clicking this button here, you got, your different power levels. Red is like the lowest, blue is middle, and then white's the highest. I think I have a 0.8 ohm in this one too, and it's filled up with some toffee custard bottle violence in a little 12 milligram. And I've got to say, this one's not too shabby either. I will say the airflow, so on like this specific coil, it doesn't get quite tight enough. So I end up just putting my finger over the airflow, and then it just tightens it up. It's more of a nice tight mouth to lung, which is kind of nice. But yeah, dude, that's what I got in front of me. And I also have a nice Maui Burst Mountain Dew, because got to do the dew. And by the way, happy Cinco de Mayo, guys.
Yeah, dude, for real. For all the people celebrating. Actually, I was like, I was basically told that I was horrible because like I didn't go get Mexican food for dinner. I got Chinese food. And I was told you should have gotten Mexican food. I'm like, bro, I have to drive probably like 45 minutes to get good Mexican food here, and it's too much. Like, as an hour and a half of my time just go get Mexican food, I can go get really good Chinese food in 35 minutes. You know, I feel bad, but I'm thinking about people on Cinco de Mayo.
I don't feel bad. It's fine.
Good.
Dude, pizza.
You make me feel better for not feeling too bad.
Kevin K
I mean,
said
I'm
he
just-
had pizza, bro.
I'm just saying we don't live in Mexico, so celebrating their independence is not for us. We had nothing to do with it.
I also I want to let Lando know, like, I'm not going bald, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, right now, it's just my hair is wet. Like, it's really not. I comb my hair. It's really, I'm not going bald, bro. It's fine. I mean, I'm not like judging people that are bald. I don't really need to. Like, it's not an embarrassment. My hair was wet and I combed it. I got out of the shower 25 minutes ago.
All right, let's quit.
Yeah.
Stop talking about who has hair and who doesn't, and let's
I
get on with the
wasn't,
show.
I wasn't dissing anybody. I'm just throwing it
No,
out
I'm just,
Lando's just mad he doesn't have anything that he can comb.
there. Yeah, I'm not. This is not a comb over, bro.
all right. Well, with that being said, I think it's time to maybe switch gears a little bit and find out what's new in the shed.
Oh, that thing?
That's
Yeah.
a thing.
You know, the shed. It's the place where we convene and discuss great things because great men of great minds and great intellect have great conversations. And apparently we're not great men with great minds and great intellect, because in this next episode you guys are going to hear Monday at midnight, so you can kick off your week the Shed Time way. We're getting into the discussion of musical taste, because taste is subjective, and so talking about music and the things that we love and dislike and all of that, and somehow that just manages to lead us into go-kart tracks, because go-kart racing is pretty goddamn cool, and sometimes you just got to go rip one up, and if you got some of those like high speed jams where you can like basically play real life Mario Kart, why wouldn't you go? It's a great thing. But that also leads us into cooling vape liquids, high income careers, and Airbnb. Exactly. That freeze of the camera was perfectly timed. And all of that and more happens every week on the Shed Time podcast. And you can check it out on every podcasting platform. It's available wherever podcasts are streamed, and also at theshedtimepodcast.com. So go check it out.
Also, check it out on the Patreon if you want to get the video.
Yeah, yo.
The podcast too. And we've got cool ideas coming for the Patreon too. Like, we're trying to figure out maybe like Patreon live podcast episode sometime, maybe, or something. It'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Yeah, things are coming. I'm cooking up some ideas on the side as well to help grow the show. One of our major failings, I'm just gonna say it out loud, is that we don't have the show itself on YouTube for the general public, which got me thinking, right? There's a couple podcasts I follow that use the same model we do. One of them is Rick Rubin. And the way he does it is he just has this like cool little animation that's just there, and you're still listening to the podcast. Like, you're not missing anything if you don't look at the screen, because it's just an animation with the title of the show. And I got thinking, like, maybe that's something we should be doing. That way people who don't use other podcast platforms can still find it.
Dude,
if you want to watch,
here's a question. This is like a legit question. So, like, for anybody out there, like, there's been like crazy advancements in like AI, right? So it makes me wonder, dude, if we could literally create like a cartoon-esque thing that is just, we write it, or like tell the AI to write it, and then it creates it from like our keywords, and that can just roll during it. And like we could do it where it's like, because we have like a week, right? So I'm gonna look into this. Like I'm making zero promises because like I've not actually really dabbled with it, but I do know that somebody that I know recently created an entire website from scratch, from the ground up, like all the coding, everything for a fucking full out website through AI.
Yeah, it's totally a viable thing.
Yeah.
With what I do for work in marketing, my boss and our general manager recently sat down. My boss has the paid version
Of like
of
ChatGPT.
Chat GPT. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so they basically gave Chat GPT an example of what they wanted their explanation to be formatted like, and then asked it to describe certain products that we carry using the format they gave it. And it managed to replicate all of the right information that they wanted in all the right ways. And the really interesting thing about this is that we're about to get kind of like meta for people, so this might be a little strange, but in the world of internet and business, there's this thing known as SEO, which is search engine optimization.
Yeah.
We talk about it here in the sense that, like, if you Google Shed Time Podcast, it's the entire first page. Well, that's what SEO is. It's making sure that you maximize how efficiently that works. They also managed to get Chat GPT to maximize their SEO in the process. So it's using all of the most hit on, touched on keywords in these descriptions. So that way they're guaranteed to pop up. So absolutely.
That's smart though, right? Yeah.
Like,
but how I wonder if that's possible. I'm gonna look into it because like animations and stuff. I don't know if like there's AI
I know it's
animations,
possible.
but...
Like, I know it's possible because I have in my pocket a website that would be able to just create an avatar for us. So, like, if you guys have ever been on a website, right, and this little avatar of a person pops up, it's like, hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm your virtual assistant. I can show you around the website if you'd like. I have a website that does that, that just creates the avatar you want and makes it say whatever your script is.
Okay, yep.
So
cool as hell.
if it can do that, I'm sure there's an AI platform somewhere here on the internet that can allow you to do actual cartoons. And, like, sure, maybe it's going to be rudimentary right now, and they'll be like, you know, basic goofy people or like animals or some weird thing like that. But give it time, like, you know, in another year, that's going to get like crazy where we'll be able to give it pictures of ourselves and they'll just be like cartoon versions of us being like, blah, 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 blah.
I'm sure we
Blah,
can
blah,
do
blah,
that
blah, blah, blah,
now.
blah. I'm sure you probably can, honestly. Like, I would not be surprised.
Well, think about it, that when that AI photo app rolled out and everybody and their mom downloaded it and started making, you know, AI avatars of themselves and like all these crazy like futuristic steampunk stylings and all these other craziness and stuff. Why you could probably do that now easily.
No, you're 100% right. Like, why couldn't you take that platform of code and just add the animation code that's from the other platform? You're 100% right. Like, it probably exists now. Like, it's mind-boggling. Like, I've seen people just ask ChatGPT to build them code for a website, and it builds them a code for a website.
Well, dude,
and they're able to
that's
plug
just
it
the
in.
version that we have available to us now.
Yeah, it's like you can even get free shit too, right? So it's like,
well, no, I'm just saying they have the next version of Chat GPT because I'm not sure what version it is now, but I think like
I think you can get 4 like for free.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
they're on like 5 or 6.
You're doing the beta on 4 right now.
Yeah.
If you use the beta of 4, and if you use the 3 Pro, it's actually connected to the internet.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
Dude, honestly, it is fucking kind of crazy. Like, you know, when you're a kid and there was like the movies where it'd be like, yo, like AI does this. I can't remember. There was one, it's like, I don't think it's iRobot. Maybe it is iRobot, where like they program it so hard that then it's like figuring out shit and then it's like trying to take out the human race because they're like, we understand that like they're trying to ruin the planet and we need to rid them because they are going to ruin the planet. or whatever. Maybe it's not iRobot, but there's some movie that's like that. And it's like I'm not saying we're like there, but we're getting
Well,
to the point where there is not that far.
well, we are there because remember when was it MIT, I believe? It was either I think it was MIT. They had a very advanced robotic AI that they were working with, and it started to devise some pretty awful plans to get rid of people because of a similar situation where it
Yeah.
realized that like humans were its threat and that it needed to like actually conspire in order to overthrow its human overlord. Um,
That's
the
fucked up.
beautiful thing is that like the model of Chat GPT isn't that. It's not sentient. It's not self-aware. It's a language model.
All it's doing
But
is it's just gathering information and regurgitating it to you. That's
that's
all
it.
it's doing. But it does it way faster than you can, which makes it seem like it's really fucking smart.
An interesting pro tip though for anybody out there, maybe you college students who are tuned in, that sort of thing. Do not have Chat GPT write your paper for you and then turn it in, because your professor can easily take your paper, feed it back to Chat GPT and say, "Did you write this?" And it will confirm that it in fact wrote it for you, and now you're busted. And for $25.99 per person, I will give you a secret as to how to not get caught. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, there
Exactly.
there are ways you cannot get caught if you're gonna do that. But be smart. Do not just try to do that. Because you can definitely hurt yourself in the long run. There's already stories of professors being like, "Oh, I'm on to you, motherfucker," and doing exactly that and catching their students. So don't go doing it.
Yeah. It's getting to the point where like it I'm not like nervous about it at this point, but like if it starts to get, who knows what could happen, bro, you know what I mean? Um it's just like Ern was even saying in here, it's actually not thinking, it's more like cutting and pasting to fit your parameters. And then he's like, not yet anyway. Yeah, because dude, they're
Yeah.
continuously improving on this. And the thing about it is too, is like part of the reason why, like it's pretty much comes down to the whole, sentient being sort of situation, like Sean was saying, because it's not, you know, it's hard to explain. I'm not a fucking scientist, so I don't really have the words to explain it, but I understand, when people are kind of breaking it down. Because like I was literally listening to a podcast about this shit today, about a dude who's literally talking about like quantum computing and all that sort of different shit, and, all the different AIs and stuff. But like the way, like, because there's like there's multiple different types of like beings when it comes down to, just like in the environment sort of thing, to where it's like you've got like, for instance, like a fucking a dog. You can't, there's no way that a dog will be able to understand what tomorrow is. You know what I mean? Like it's just in the moment, living basically off its instincts sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that you're going to be able to have a dog remember, like when you say tomorrow, that means, when the sun goes down and comes back up again, that, you know what I mean? They don't know they don't understand that.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
not it's a man-made concept.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not,
thinking,
it's foreign to
they're
them.
just thinking in that one way, pure instinct, at a time, to where it's like when it comes down to humans, we can actually think of the future, because like we have an understanding of time and, that sort of thing, in comparison to like a dog. So it's like it's same thing kind of comes down to like Chat GPT. It only can do what it is programmed to do. You know what I mean? So, and it's programmed to search the internet for whatever it is that you prompt it to search for or come up with, and it's going to give you whatever fits best to whatever those parameters are based off of what its programming is. But it doesn't understand, what tomorrow, or like that's because it's hard to explain, like, you know what I mean. You guys would have to listen to like somebody really break it down, but it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's a great tool in certain circumstances, right? Like I know people, like myself included, I am pretty weak when it comes to selling myself in, say, a resume cover letter. You know what I mean? Like it's difficult for me to put this beautiful essay together about why I'm such a perfect candidate and how I've always wanted to, be the director of your canning facility. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
bullshit. I've never dreamed in my life that I was going to run a fucking canning facility. It's just, you're the best fucking paid right now. So give me a damn job. Like,
Please.
but that's the thing, right? It's like
Save me.
ChatGPT is great for that, because now you can be like, hey, here's the job description that I'm writing a cover letter for. Can you write a cover letter? And it'll give you a great cover letter. And then you can go back through it and you can make a few tweaks and peaks, make it a little more human, make it a little more personalized. And now you've got something of value. You know what I mean? It's great for, us, right? We could have hopped on there and said, hey, Chat GPT, what are some good discussion topics? And it could have popped up some really cool discussion topics, and we would have been like, yo, actually, I like that. And that could have been a discussion topic, right?
There's a whole podcast that's out there with Will Sasso, and their entire podcast is ran by an AI. It tells them what to talk about, what it literally runs every episode. And they just sit there and they sit there and they pretty much do whatever the AI tells them to do. I forgot what it's fucking called. Fuck.
It's
I wish
brilliant.
I knew what the podcast was called.
That's brilliant, because I mean, let's face it, it's a hot topic, AI, right? And like I find it interesting that we as a society somehow shifted.
It's called Dudesy.
Dudesy?
Yeah, the AI is called Dudesy, but that's also what the podcast is.
But like we've really shifted what the word AI is supposed to mean, because we're using AI in place of the word algorithm a lot. And that's the thing, like Chat GPT is a basic algorithm. It says, here's the input, I have to have an output. It's just a basic algorithm. It's just like the YouTube algorithm deciding what videos to push and what videos to pull. The Instagram algorithm, the Facebook one, like we're all familiar with that notion, but we're starting to confuse that term AI a lot with just simple algorithm, because it makes the algorithm itself sound more advanced. It's artificial intelligence. No, it's just an algorithm. It's just a simple, basic computer program that says, if this, then that. Like, I've been learning a lot about that. I don't think most of us knew this, but if you're running Windows 11, you have access to a Windows program that can automate tons of processes on your computer. So you can literally build this thing up. Like, I theoretically could set this up to host the podcast. I could just tell it, like, you're going to look for this in this folder for this kind of file, and you're going to upload it to YouTube, and you're going to input a description based off of these prompts. And then you're going to take this file out of that folder and you're going to go put it on this website. And then you're going to go over to Patreon and you're going to share the link from this YouTube video to the Patreon. You could automate all of that so that literally one click of a play button and your computer does all of that for you.
What up, Beecher? Thanks for popping by, dude.
What up, Beecher?
Beecher! Like, it literally blew my mind when I learned that this was a piece of software that we had access to.
Yeah, dude, my computer was trying to force me to do an update before the show, and I was like, nope, not right before a show. No, thank you. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll pause that shit. Stop.
Hell,
wait a minute.
Nah.
But yeah, dude, it's like ChatGPT. Like, I've seen people do like all sorts of stuff, dude. I saw somebody. I think they actually. I saw someone do it, but I also think that like Swags might have done like a 10 tweet like thread that he used like Chat GPT, and he was like saying, he's like, bro, he's like, I'm really like concerned about like, you know, Chat GPT. He's like, this was like one of my strengths that I had like over a lot of people. And he's like, now people can just write like as good as me. I'm like, well, I don't know if they can, but yeah, like the gap's closed, bro. The gap's closed. Like I might be not that confident if I can figure out how to use ChatGPT. Then I might be pretty decent. Because I was even thinking about like, oh, yo, I could like write announcements for like Discord with this shit,
Mm-hmm.
like, and it'll just sound like I'm a fucking genius.
Yep.
It's crazy.
There's
It's crazy.
even an add-on for your browser that will be an extension for ChatGPT. So like, let's say you're gonna go write an email in your Gmail.
Email
You
in the
can have
Gmail, bro.
You can have ChatGPT write the email for you. How crazy is that? Like, it's it's incredible. The key is like, this is where the difference lies. Like, I've run some of these like more clinical use cases of it in the workplace, and it comes off very clinical. You know what I mean? Like, it's very stale, it's very dry. It feels like a dictionary or an encyclopedic article reference more than a human being. And I think that's the nuance, right? That's the thing where someone like Swags, whose writing capability is above and beyond, can excel, because you can make something that is definitely far more human. So that's why I keep saying, like, if you're going to use it for something in that fashion, I really do recommend people go back through it and rewrite it after.
Yeah, put it into your own words.
Yeah, because when you read what it's going to say, it's going to sound like a machine created it. And once you go in and tweak it, it'll feel like a human being and their thoughts
Dude,
again.
you want to know what's crazy though, bro? I've heard a few songs recently that people have been using AI to
Yo,
Did you hear the Drake
do.
one?
No, have you heard the Biggie
yo.
ones? Did
No,
you
I
hear the
haven't.
one
I haven't.
recently
No.
that Timberland said, "Bro, there's one thing in my life that I've always wanted to do but never got the chance to." He's like, "It's not the same." He's like, "But I had to do it." And he fucking created a whole beat, and I don't know if he had a ghostwriter write something, but then all of a sudden, bro, he got to do a song with fucking Biggie, bro. Could you imagine how fucking dope a song with Biggie and Timbaland would be, bro? I heard just
That'd
a
be
fucking
crazy.
little snippet on like a fucking Instagram reel or some shit, and I was like, dude, this is nuts. Or I heard a fucking version of Nas's New York State of Mind or whatever, but it was Biggie instead of Nas. And dude,
Oh,
it
really?
sounded crazy, bro.
Yeah, because I heard like a Drake AI, and I was like, yo, this is actually like maybe like one of the better Drake songs I've ever heard. And then I heard after it was AI, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Well,
That's crazy.
the Drake AI thing is even weirder, okay? And here's why. The Drake AI song, technically speaking, doesn't violate any copyright, okay? Like, let's be real. The AI does sound convincingly enough like Drake, but it's not Drake. It's not sampling Drake. It is something that has matched the tonality and pitch of Drake, but it's not him and it's not samples. The beat is completely original. The lyrics are completely original. So there is, in fact, no copyright violation involved in the creation of the song of the Drake AI. With that being said, Drake's record label has been pulling copyright claims against it to take it down and keep it off the internet, off of streaming services. So this creates a really weird precedence in the world of music from like a legal standpoint, because what constitutes original art if a label can prevent a completely original piece of music that was just generated by AI to sound like somebody from being available to the public. It does not violate any copyright law whatsoever. And yet they're fighting to keep it from the public under copyright infringement. And so far succeeding.
Yeah, that's kind of true, Ern. And there's a couple people saying, like Juan says, so do the artists get paid for the chat creating a song that adds an artist? See, that goes in that area that I think Sean was talking about, and then Ern goes and says a whole new era of artists not getting credit for their music / talent.
Well, because again, that's the thing, right? Like with the Biggie track, that's not technically Biggie. That is an AI piece of programming that has matched the tonality and pitch of the voice of Biggie.
Ern says you can't really copyright a singing / rapping style.
Correct. It's an intangible thing. See, I personally have to write copy on a regular basis. The act of writing copy is what Swaggins was talking about. Writing eloquent things about something. So, when I have to write a description for a product, I'm writing copy. I am a copywriter. And then if I want to have my work legally copywritten, there's a certain series of steps I have to go to make sure that people don't infringe on my copyright. That being said, there's no infringement in AI music. And that's the really creepy, weird thing. Like back in the day, before all this kind of technology, to do that, dudes had to literally like take acapellas, cut them up, make a new verse out of them that would flow right, and then put it on a new beat. Or things like maybe people remember the Tupac and Biggie track.
Yep.
Right? The Runnin' to Live. That was literally 2 separate verses. They took the acapellas, cut them up to make them fit the beat, and you got that track. Now, you could literally make your own version of a Tupac and Biggie track using computer technology to just match those pitches.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Dude, it's actually kind of cool because like it was said, right? Like, you could basically do songs with whomever, man. Like it could be anybody. Like if you like not just rap, if you want to like if you were a person that wanted to like write a song and you happen to have like the rap down and you just wanted like Rihanna to sing with you, like you could do that. You know what I mean? Like you could have like Dido come in and fucking do something, or whoever, Sia, you could just have them come in and like sing your hook for you. Like that's fucking crazy.
I could blow your mind even more. There's a piece of software called Voclia. What Voclia does is make it so you don't have to have really much of any musical talent, and you can now produce full-on tracks just by making noises into your microphone. So in theory, what you can do is you can beatbox a beat and program your noises that you're making into the beatbox sounds to become real sounds. So becomes a kick drum, becomes, a snare hit. And now it's turning into actual kick drums and actual snare hits in your computer workstation. Then you can change it up and say, do is going to become a flute sound. And now anything you do over your beat is now in the flute. Now I want to add guitar. Da-da, 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 da-da. Now it's playing guitar for you and it's matching the notes you're doing. So you don't even have to know how to play the instruments anymore. You could just do all of this into a microphone through this software, and it'll transpose what you're saying into actual instrumentation.
It's fucking craziness, man. Honestly, like
technology.
I think that it's really cool, but obviously it's kind of crazy.
Photoshop.
Where does this stop, right? Like if I want to design my own house, like I could probably use it to design a house. Right?
Yeah.
Like it'll do it all code. Bro. It'll do all that shit.
100%. Like Photoshop. When I started taking photos, to do a Photoshop sky swap, let's say, right? I want to, I had a shitty sky in the picture I took and I want to put a nicer looking sky in. I have to literally have two separate pictures, cut the sky out correctly, layer one over the other. Now I've got my nice sky on my other picture. With Photoshop, I click two buttons and it just naturally replaces the sky. Photoshop can take any person in your picture who's not smiling and put a smile on their face now.
It's fucking creepy, bro.
Like, yeah, dude. Like,
that's creepy.
Crazy.
It's really cool. It's like, the whole deep fakes thing is like getting more and more prevalent. Like anybody can do it. Like, it's just, it's kind of exciting to be alive, but it's also kind of scary to be alive.
Oh yeah.
It's exciting, but it's scary.
Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster.
Not to be the complete nihilist, but I think the real scary thing is that there are people like us and presumably our friends out here that are in chat that they may sorry, I just got really distracted and my train of thought just kind of got lost. Glad that that's being sorted out now. Yeah, wow, I totally lost my train of thought because I got that distracted.
Yeah. It's all good. Sorry, Georgia boy, that was an accident, I think.
Yeah, that damn. That just derailed everything.
You're all good, dude. Anyways, dude, AI
love you guys.
Saying, but we kind of like went on a rant there.
Yeah, dude.
Our bad. I enjoyed it though.
Shit got out of hand, bro.
That's what it was. People like us at least know how to like research something.
Yeah.
And make sure that what we're seeing is legit. A lot of people don't do that anymore. So the deep fake thing really is extra scary. Because like people can make a deep fake and there's a lot of people that are going to believe it. That was where my train of thought was.
The world's going to be turning into a crazy place, even though it already is already. It's just, continuing to push further into technology, bro. And we're losing more and more of humanity, bro.
And meanwhile, all my favorite comedians keep dying.
I don't even want to talk about that. Let's not even go down that route.
Although I gotta give it up to some of these new comedians. Like, thanks to TikTok Reels, some of these comedians are having an opportunity to like actually catch breaks, honestly, that they wouldn't have otherwise caught.
Comedy is thriving from the era of social media right now through like Instagram Reels, YouTube stories, or shorts or whatever they're called. Not only that, but people don't have to go through the normal route of what it used to take to get into comedy. Like back in the day, you'd have to, go do open mics, to start to feature, to hopefully somehow get onto, a sitcom or get onto some sort of, like David Letterman at the time or like whatever sort of show to, possibly get a special to get on a Netflix or HBO or something like that. And now these guys can go out there, go do the road, do their open mics and stuff, get these crowd work footage that they get through these fucking sets, post them on their fucking Instagrams, their YouTubes, gain a following, and then all of a sudden they can go ahead and film a special on their own, not have to go to one of these big, companies like a Netflix or an HBO and just put it out on their fucking YouTube, bro. And then next thing you know, they've gotten fucking, however many thousands upon thousands, if not millions of hits, depending on how good the special is or how popular the comedian is. Now all of a sudden they're doing headlining tours, and they're not doing clubs, they're doing theaters. And then next thing you know, they're out there on stadium tours, opening for some of the biggest acts just off of a fucking clip on YouTube or a fucking short or an Instagram clip. It's nutty.
Yep, it's 100% real too. Like there's that dude AJ Wilkerson. He's the kid with Tourette's with the heavy shakes.
Mm-hmm.
He managed to get on tour opening for Bert Kreischer. And all because somebody saw his reels and was like, "You're hysterical. I have an old student I think you should meet. And he put Bert Kreischer onto AJ, and AJ wound up on tour with him, which is really interesting because the context of that comment sort of implies that the machine story, that it may have actually been one of the teachers from the whole Russian language program who put Bert onto this comedian. And if that's the case, that's pure gold. Like,
speaking
utter
of
gold.
Speaking of that, dude, his movie's coming out this month, and I'm pretty stoked
Machine?
on that. Yeah,
It is coming.
yeah.
Is it going
Labor
to
Day
theaters, or is it like
yeah, it's gonna be in theaters on Labor Day or whatever. But dude, if this fucking is as good as everybody's been talking about, who's like seen trailers and like is close to Bert and stuff, this could pave a new way of fucking comedies coming to the movie theaters, bro. Because that
is it coming out Memorial Day or Labor Day?
Whatever the nearest holiday is. Whatever the
Memorial
one
Day weekend then.
Yeah,
okay,
whatever.
Okay. Yeah, no, sorry. Wait,
doesn't matter.
You said a month, and then you said Labor Day, which is like 3 months.
I said this month. Anyway, besides the point, it's gonna be sick, and if this fucking does as good as everybody hopes, that means any of these fucking bigger comedians that are doing these stadium tours or these whatever tours can possibly start fucking putting out their own fucking shit. You know what I mean? And that could be fucking gold. Because, if this does good for Bert, that means he's going to get greenlit to do another project. And then if he does another project and gets like fucking Tom or somebody involved, dude, who knows what kind of fucking shit show can go. Well, not shit show, but fucking, it would be hilarious. Yeah, exactly. It would be awesome.
Yep. About it. Fucking, what's that kid there? Nate.
Ragazzi?
Yes. That kid's a riot. He'd be awesome in that sort of a trio. Like, let's go.
Dude, any of those guys could write a hilarious movie, I'm sure. And then, fucking, what I'm kind of stoked on is that David Spade and Theo Vaughn were working on something together. And I'm not sure if they are like in the process of getting it, like, or I don't know if they're shopping it around right now, or if they have like somebody who's gonna back it already or not. But dude, that could be fucking hilarious, bro. Because Theo Vaughn is like the new version of a legit Joe Dirt, pretty much. Like the dude's a fucking.
He's
riot,
pure
bro.
gold. He is a riot. David Spade is just a legend.
Yeah, exactly. So like you get those two together, who knows what kind of shit could come up, dude. Anyhow,
so we need to protect David Spade. He is a national treasure.
Dude, all those guys, bro. Like from that era of like SNL and like 90s fucking comedy movies and shit. Geniuses. But you know what I need right now, fellas?
I think I do.
A little bit of that shed and then time. You know what I mean?
I could totally use some time for a shed.
Yeah, I could be convinced.
I think I'm into that. So does that mean this is my cue?
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to get your hammer and nails and build your shed, because we're gonna inhale the good shit and exhale the bullshit and enjoy ourselves a little bit of shed time.
Let's do it. What's going on, peeps? We're back. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed your shed time break. I know I did, and that beeping that you hear there is going to stop right now. There you go. Anyways, let's get into it and figure out what game we are going to play tonight. Of course, there's a poll that happens before every show that if you guys want to make sure you get your game or your favorite game played, make sure you get your vote in on that game. I've kind of narrowed it down to just 2 games just to make it a little bit easier on the voting, because somehow we always end up in a tie, and I feel like if there's only 2 options, hopefully it won't be 50-50, and if it is, we only need 1 vote to break it instead of 2 people. Anyways, it's just
Dude,
easier
we're gonna
this way.
see like who am I just start to tick up because you said that.
Exactly. So if you guys haven't voted, get it in now, because I'm about to end it here in 3, 2, 1, and boom. Dun, 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 dun. Game of tonight is a old game that we've played here quite a bit, and we do have a general of the facts when it comes down to this, but we'll get to it here in a little bit of fact or fiction, because of course, if you guys seen us play this game before, then you guys know that Sean always goes first when it comes to the fact or fiction, because he has his random book of facts, and what we do here is we read out a random quote unquote fact. Each one of us here on the panel will take a turn, and then we'll sit here, and the other 2 of us will decide whether or not we think it is in fact a fact, or maybe some complete made-up bullshit fiction. And you guys out there in chat get to vote as well. But of course, only votes accepted are the answer of fact or fiction. Not true, not false, not this, not that. Fact or fiction, all right? So with that being said, Sean, why don't you go ahead and start this thing off with our first random fact of the night.
All right, friends. There is a ranch in Texas whose property is bigger than the entire state of Rhode Island.
I'm going to say fiction, because for some reason, I feel like you just made this up. And I'm just going to go with that. Just gut instinct, that's just what popped in my head. I don't know why, but for some reason, I just feel like you just kind of fabricated this like Chat GPT. You know what I mean? Just started pulling like little things and just fit the prompt. You know what I mean? See what I did there? Tying in the earlier conversation with the game.
I did. I like that.
The fact that I pointed it out doesn't make it as cool, but anyway. There's a lot of people that are saying fact in chat, by the way, Chris, if you're wondering. And there is one fiction from John. Thank you, man. You're on my side here. What are you thinking, Chris? Because here's the thing. Rhode Island's not a big state. And
No,
Texas
small.
is a big state. And you could, I'm pretty sure there's definitely maybe multiple Rhode Islands within Texas. You know what I mean? If you like...
Oh,
you know what I'm
dude, I
saying?
would think that there's a lot of them. Like,
so, like, I don't think it.
A lot.
Like, now that, like, honestly, I'm sticking with my answer, but I'm helping you with your thought here. It could definitely be possible. 100%. Like, I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm gonna say that it's fact.
Excellent.
There's
So
a
we
lot
have
of facts in chat, and one fiction. There's 2 fictions and all facts.
Yeah, we're split on the panel, and the it's overwhelming on the facts out there in chat. And I mean, I get why you would say fact, everybody, because everything's bigger in Texas, right? So, I mean, it shouldn't surprise anybody when I tell you that the King Ranch in Texas is larger than the state of Rhode Island.
Yep, I figured. Yeah, but for some reason, like, I kind of just thought you were just like, fibbing. You know what I mean?
How crazy is that? One
No,
person,
it's nuts. It's nuts,
like,
though.
owns a piece of property that is bigger than an entire state. That's wild.
What's the population of Rhode Island?
I wouldn't think that it has 1 million people.
I know, but just to think of the amount of people that are in Rhode Island and this one guy.
Well, yeah.
Well,
like
not
Rhode
necessarily.
Island's...
I'm sure he's got a family and he's probably got like cattle and a bunch of other shit on this property. But I'm just saying.
All right, we're gonna Google the Rhode Island population, 1.096 million
Oh,
as
dude.
of 2021.
Jesus.
So I was just wrong. No,
So,
it has over
Wow.
just over 1 million people live in that space, and this person.
But I'm sure it's not just one person on this ranch.
Well, I
There's
mean, it's a ranch in Texas, and it's that large.
I'm sure he's got
there's
his entire
probably
family on it. You know what I mean?
10,000 cattle. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that, and I'm sure they probably got a couple homesteads within this ranch, you know, for different family members, you know what I mean? They're probably a little separated, but they probably got their own little, you know, shindig or whatever. Anyways, that's crazy, bro.
It is wild.
All right, I'm ready, though. I got my next one. You guys ready?
Yes.
Roller coasters were invented to distract Americans from sin.
I love that.
I feel like roller coasters were like built to distract people from like war and shit. Like honestly, like I feel like that's more it. Because even remember when I can't remember who was there, but we talked about that abandoned place in Chernobyl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were building that even though they knew that there was a chance like a lot was gonna happen. So like they built this whole fucking amusement park to have everything there and like all that stuff. So it was a distraction of like what was happening.
Yeah,
that's part of my reason.
That was to keep the people calm so that they wouldn't have a full-on panic during the meltdown. I'm gonna say that it's a fact, and
I love
fact.
Surug's answer for this is hilarious. He's like, fiction. Roller coasters were made to make people say wee.
It was
they did that on swings, bro.
Yeah,
like, they
exactly.
didn't
That's what the
shit.
swing is for, bro.
Yeah,
but that's still hilarious.
I can totally see that being a justification, though, that this will keep them.
But you're going fact.
Thoughts. I'm going fact. Yep.
What about you, Chris? What are you thinking?
See, like I thought it, so I'm just gonna say, I think it's fiction.
All right. So split panel here. We've got a fact from John. Addie Tinney said, "I'll bite." Fact. We got a fiction from Fee. Fiction from Surug, of course. Friction. I think you might maybe need some lotion, maybe a little baby powder if you're having issues with that, Rhett. But I don't know what your answer is on this one. So it's kind of split both ways here. We got a couple fictions, couple facts. Well, believe it or not, in the 1880s, there's a businessman, Lamarcus Thompson, that hated that Americans were tempted by heteroerotic places like saloons and brothels. So he set out to straighten up one of the most immortal places that he could think of, Coney Island in New York. There he built the first roller coaster to give New Yorkers some good, clean fun away from Cedar's pastimes. This is the scariest roller coaster. Oh, yeah. But yeah, dude. So back in the 1880s, dude, to distract people from brothels and saloons, he's like, "Hey, man, ride this fucking roller coaster."
Excuse me. Instead of like going to these places of sin. Okay.
You'll be too scared to be horny in your pee-pee.
Crazy though, right?
It's like, I'm so scared, I'm soft. But anyways, all right. So it's my go. Okay. So I'm gonna say my fact or fiction. A Hooters waitress once sued the restaurant chain because after winning a sales contest, she thought she won a new Toyota. She received a toy Yoda figurine instead.
This would be a fact.
All right, Sean's going with a fact.
All right, can you hit me with that one more time?
A Hooters waitress once sued the restaurant chain because after winning a sales contest, she thought she was for a new Toyota. She received a toy Yoda figurine instead.
Oh shit. You know what? I feel like someone would on Addy Tooney beat me to it. I didn't want to say it, but he said blonde Hooters waitress. Uh, just for that, I'm gonna say fact, bro, because I want it to be true. Because also, if that was
Alright.
part of the description, that'd be hilarious. And there's a lot of facts in chat.
Yeah, Fee said fact, Lionel said fact, Tuning said fact.
Brett's talking about fax machines.
It's like
Fax
Ern says
machina.
either it's fiction or it's the origin of that joke. Oh, okay, I get it. Took me a second. I don't know why, dude. When I read, because I got it the first time, but when I read it out loud, I was like, wait, huh? Brain not worky. What is it, Chris?
Said fact. What is like she got pun jacked? What does that even mean?
They used the pun Toyota, and they gave her a toy.
Oh,
Yoda.
she got pun jacked. Okay, all right. I guess I understand now. Yeah, no, it is a fact. Like that actually happened. Waitress thought that she wanted a brand new Toyota, and she won a toy Yoda.
That's hilarious. She didn't realize that Toyota had 2 T's and no D. Oh, yeah. There was another joke to that. Hopefully you guys thought of it. That way I don't have to say it. But anyway.
I remember actually reading that news story. That was quite the story, honestly. Like, that was one of those moments I was like, dude, fuck work. Let's see. Let me dig through the book here and see if we got anything good for you. Oh, that's not a good one. I can't even lie and make that a good one. Oh man, I keep opening weird sections of this that are not going to help on this show. They're just like terrible. Okay. Costa Rican currency is known as cologne.
Cologne?
Mm-hmm.
Like smell
like
good.
You spend
cologne?
you spend one cologne, 2 colognes, 3 colognes
to buy some cologne.
Yeah, they won't call it cologne obviously there because cologne's a French word. De toilette, if you will.
Buy some smell good. Buy some smell good with some cologne.
I think they call it anti-stink spray in that country.
Okay. Deodorizers.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, dude, I don't know enough about, other languages in other countries or their currencies, really. So I can't.
Okay. Sorry, James. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted a reread so I can really, as you say it, hear the inflection of your voice and everything.
The inflection of my voice will be as follows. The currency of Costa Rica is known as cologne. Just like you have the loony, they have the cologne.
All right, I'm gonna say that's fiction. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm going with fiction.
I don't know, man. What else would it be called? A year?
Because
what did they use it? Where? Hold on.
Is that a Spanish word?
I almost sounded real dumb right now.
No, we're not talking about cologne, like the stuff that you spray on you.
Yeah, but isn't it spelled the same?
No, I didn't say anything about the spelling.
That's true.
I'm not saying anything about spelling. That is not a part of this statement.
That's just how it sounds.
It just sounds like cologne.
I don't fucking know. I'm gonna go.
Go with the gut.
That is true, Ern. He says, well, they do have the dong in Vietnam, which is true.
And again, it's the loonie in Canada.
And the toonie.
Well, it still is a dollar though. It's a Canadian dollar. Like loony is a slang, right? So like that's why
I'll go
that's like it's
fact
hard
just
to
so
know.
we can just get this thing rolling.
So we got a fact and a fiction, and we're pretty split in chat between facts and fictions as well. And it's a piece of fiction. It's actually called the colon.
God dab it. Dab it? Did I say God
The
dab
colon?
it?
You did.
Hey, that's a new one.
And yeah, it's actually called
How's
colon.
that? So how's that spelled?
Colon, COLON.
But he's just saying it how they would say it. Cologne.
But it's actually the colon.
Funny. Yeah, Revenge of the 5th, bro. I forgot today's. Yesterday was May the 4th be with you. Today's Revenge of the 5th, aka Cinco de Mayo. Crazy. Anywho.
I thought the 6th should have been that. Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the 6th. But I was outweighed at the Star Wars convention, clearly.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. No, I'll just go with my original one up here, I think. The Three Musketeers bar got their name because they used to come in 3 different flavors.
Oh, so we're talking about the candy, not the people?
Yeah, they used to come with 3 different flavors. Yeah, let me rephrase it. They used to come with 3 different flavors. There you go.
I'm gonna go with fact because in the weird recesses of my brain, something dings and says, I feel like we've heard this, that we've read this, that we've seen this a couple of times. So I'm gonna go with fact.
Eddie Tooney says, I want it to be fact.
What say you, Uncle Chris?
Oh, I thought I answered it already.
Did you say fact?
Well, actually, it's like the minute that Sean said me, I was like, oh, maybe I didn't answer it. Can I get the question one more time? I feel like I already made up my mind, but like
Whoa,
apparently
dude.
I thought I'd already answered it, bro. Like that's how fucking
The Three Musketeers bar got their name because they used to come with 3 different flavors.
Oh, I'm gonna say that that's fiction.
All right, so Chris is saying fiction, Sean saying fact.
We've been split on the panel all night so
every
far.
single one. We've got a fact from Tooney, guessing fact from Fee, fiction from Sewer Rug. There was a 4th musketeer at the end.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell.
Ern says sounds factual. John says fact. That's 100% fiction, says Rocco. All right. You guys ready for the answer?
Yes.
The original Three Musketeers bar of the 1930s came in a 3-pack with a different nougat flavor in each, vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry. World War II rations made the triple treat expensive, so the company cut down to 1.
And just had the chocolate one.
I wish I could taste those other 2 flavors. I wonder how they were.
I do actually. I think I probably like them more than the chocolate one.
Like I swear that vanilla had to slap.
Dude, I bet that strawberry was fucking.
Oh my god.
Video or it didn't happen. Hey man, Google it. So I found the fact, dude, on the Googles, and if it's on the Googles, it's true.
It's true enough for this show, at least. Hey!
If it works for Chat GPT, man. You know what I'm saying?
Got him.
Man, these
Yeah,
callbacks,
GPT.
bro. Shit, I'm doing good tonight. Anyways, Chris, you got another one for us?
Yeah, I do. So, Disney's Tinkerbell was inspired by the look of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah, I would say that's a fact.
I feel like that's a fact too.
I wish I could do like the Tinkerbell thing, like the
Not even
know?
so much that, just like her facial feature, like her facial features and like
Yeah, like
that sort of thing, and not even not even that, just like even the way that like she like moves around and stuff. I could see that for sure.
yeah,
Dude.
the dress that she wears is very similar to Marilyn Monroe's dress that she was famously photographed in, like the one that Kim Kardashian ruined.
We got a fact from
We answered
Toonie.
that one so fast the
Yeah.
chat needs to catch up.
We got a fact from Toonie, a fiction from John. So, dude, this is the first one we've agreed on.
Yeah, the first time the panel agreed on something.
Um,
Excuse me.
thesis fact. What else we got out there? I feel like it's fiction just because how easy it is to believe. Right? It is kind of one of those ones, but it's also like if it look, no judgment, Tinkerbell was hot. Julia Roberts is Tinkerbell on Hook. Oh,
Oh, well, yeah, in
I would
Hook?
agree with that for
Okay.
sure. We got a fiction from Ern. Did you answer, Sean? Did you say fact? Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
were
you
both
guys both
facts.
said
That's
fact.
right. We both went bam
Quickness.
with the quickness off the top. So
All right.
it's
Well,
looking kind of
I'll
split
tell
a
you.
little.
Yeah, it's looking pretty split. And for everybody out there that said fiction, you were absolutely right.
Oh,
It was actually that's not true at all. Tinkerbell was not modeled after. I actually think that like Tinkerbell might have been even out before Marilyn Monroe was like
Possible.
huge.
who knows?
Yeah, I'm not
Not
sure.
me.
I'd have to fact check that.
These are all my answers are 100% guesses, bro. You know what I mean? I don't really know any of these.
Oh, me
Even
neither.
when I think I know, sometimes I'm wrong, so fuck it. Right? All right, you guys ready for this next one? A large
Yeah.
a large properly cut emerald is worth more than the same size cut diamond.
Wait, one more time?
A large emerald
Yeah.
that is properly cut is worth more than the same size diamond cut the same way.
I've never, like it's just one of those things. It's like maybe
I would,
it's true
you know
because
what? I would
I've
say,
never once heard what an emerald costs.
I would say
ever.
fact because I feel like there's a lot more, you see a lot more diamonds around than you do emeralds.
Like,
So
way
I
more,
would
dude.
say if you were
That's
to
because
find
nobody
one,
wants a goddamn emerald for their wedding band. They all want diamonds because
Well,
of De Beers.
that, and not only that, but how often do you see a large emerald?
Natural
what I
History
mean?
Museum.
Not, yeah, they're not. I'm just saying, like out and about, not very often, but you do see, quite some large, diamonds on some, rings from time to time and that sort of thing. But I'm with my logic, I think it's a fact.
And Chris, you're going fact as well?
Yep.
And the chat is
Oh
overwhelmingly
yeah,
fact as well. And you're all absolutely right. The emerald is actually worth more than the diamond. Diamond prices on a retail value are overinflated, and the supply is limited by choice by these diamond mine owners in order to inflate diamond prices. But the actual value of an emerald is far higher. So that's 100% a fact. And Emerald made some great food. Fact. Boom. Shout out to Sewer Run. That was a good one. So that's on to you, James.
All right. Oh, I got a good one for you. This one's off the top. Based off of Chris's last one, it kind of made me think of this one. Did you know that Disney reused their animation in multiple movies for reference Robin Hood and the Jungle Book?
Okay. Can I get it one more time?
Okay. Disney had reused their animation in movies, for example, Robin Hood and the Jungle Book.
So they're reusing animation for those movies, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
I could actually see that because like there was a time where Disney movies all had like a very, very similar style.
Well, also that was the era of everything was hand drawn. So I mean, it would stand to reason logically that you would limit your workload by trying to reuse animations wherever possible. If you've already animated it, why would you do it all over again? So I think I'm going to go with fact on that because just logically speaking, I mean, that's the same era of like looping backgrounds so that way they could save on cost and workload. So yeah, I'll say fact on that.
All right. So we got 2 facts. Quite a few in chat. One fiction. What we got here? See, I could see that. Same sort of scenes. I'll say fact. Fact like Grandma's Boy. Just do them in different colors. Yeah. Uh, it is 100% a fact. Because back in those days, all those animated movies and stuff were done in like 12 frames per second because of how long it took to draw each, frame. So what they would do is they reuse old animation and just slightly change backgrounds or add little things here or there to where like there's a scene where like Baloo in the Jungle Book is dancing around and singing, and it's literally the exact same movements and things that are happening with the bear character in the Robin Hood movie. Or like I think there's another one where it's like Mowgli's getting like uh playing with like two like the panther or something, and they're like licking him, and then like there's another scene of like I think it's like a sword in the stone or something like that of like a kid with 2 dogs, but it's literally like the same sort of movements and animations just with slight variations. Crazy. Because yeah, it's legit like Sean was saying, because how long it took to do these animations, they would kind of just, you know, mesh these similar scenes together with just, slight changes. And if you literally watch them side by side, you'll see like, oh, this is literally the same thing. Or like in Dumbo with like the elephants that are dancing in the lights, that's like animation from another movie from at one point in time. What
It's
did you?
that Disney magic. Hard
All
at
right.
work.
Last one of the night, Chris. On you, my friend.
Okay, so the last one is Andy Warhol was once commissioned to design a US postal stamp, but President Nixon vetoed the project because he thought Warhol was too much of a hippie.
Andy, is that true?
Wait, hit me with that again, Chris.
Andy Warhol was once commissioned to design a US postal stamp, but President Nixon vetoed the project because he thought Warhol was too much of a hippie.
Oh, I could 100% think that's true, bro, and I could hear Nixon saying it too. You know what I mean?
You hippie?
I'm going fact because somewhere I have recreations of those stamps.
Oh.
We got a couple facts in chat. Addy, Tooney, and John are jumping on the fact train.
What's chat saying?
Fact. 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 3 facts. Mainly facts.
So rapid fire facta-roonies out there.
Yeah, and you guys both agreed
Again.
Yeah. I'm gonna give the chat 10 more seconds, and then I'm gonna tell you guys the fates of everybody.
I feel like that's a trick, though, somehow. So many points to that mostly fact. That one little. Wait, what? Let me read this again to myself, and then I'll understand.
Lando says fact. iTunes says factorama. Okay, I'd say that's 10 seconds.
Okay.
Well, it's actually not true at all. It's fiction. I'm assuming that he actually did design a stamp and it got through. Not that he designed a stamp and it was vetoed by Nixon
That's
because he was too
possible.
much of a hippie.
Because I
But
definitely do
that's good though.
have recreation stamps. Like they're not actual postal service stamps. They can't be used, but they're like the actual stamp art somewhere because they came with this whole like Andy Warhol book and fucking figurine thing I have. Like I'm literally looking at Andy right now.
Yeah, we all thought we were right, Addy Tooney, but nope. Chris got us. He got us.
Got
Well,
him.
with that being
Yep.
said,
Valerian Steele was right. It's that old Canadian trickery at
yep,
it again.
yeah, exactly, man. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up tonight's episode. Thank you guys for hanging out for this kind of chill, chat, relax episode. We got kind of crazy in the beginning talking about AI and all that kind of craziness, and then, rounded out with some more craziness with some random facts for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed your night and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you guys, check out the podcast. If you guys are having a couple extra cervezas tonight, be safe. Call an Uber if you need one. You know what I mean? Or just be responsible is all I'm saying. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Chris.
Well, excuse me. Yeah, like I'll echo what James said. Like, be responsible if you're gonna go out partying this weekend. You got to be safe at all times. If you guys want, you guys can check me out on Tuesday nights on Mixing It Up, KVTV's YouTube channel. It's just E-Liquid Mixing Show. Sure that you know what it is by now. So feel free to come by, check it out. Of course, you can catch us next Friday, right here at the same time, 8 o'clock for the Green Room. And then lastly, you can go to shedtimepodcast.com. Go check out the podcast. Give it a listen. Share it somewhere. Give us a good review. If you want, you can join out to our Patreon. We got a Discord. Obviously, there's a few other.
Be a dick and whatever it is that you do, try and have some fun.
Absolutely. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Time for my favorite segment of the show. Time for a little bit of wise words of wisdom, some food for thought for all you guys to think about from my main man, Confucius. And today, Confucius say, the difference between pink and purple is your grip.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
And it's true. Oh, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to leave you with that single one because that one's good enough. But with that, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and hanging out with us, for all of your guys' continued support, for anybody catching the replay. Thank you guys for, taking time out of your day to come watch it and, hang out with us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think about AI and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because we're always curious to hear your thoughts. And, of course, make sure you guys go over there to the Shed Time podcast. Check it out. Listen to it. Let us know what you guys think. And, yeah, with that, we'll end the show as we always do, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives, and as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.